My record label spent $500 in meta ads to promote this song to 50,000 streams in 6 weeks. Between myself and my cat Nani, we have run over $500,000 in meta ad campaigns just like this one. This one is performing exactly like a profitable campaign would. That profit tends to take around 8 to 12 months to come in because of the long tail of streaming royalties, but regardless, I'm very happy with these results. A meta ad campaign is when a user on Facebook or Instagram sees an ad that looks like this. The user sees the ad. If they like what they're hearing, they will click Listen Now. Listen Now takes them to a landing page on Hyped It. The landing page has a Spotify button. When the user clicks on that button, we trigger a conversion on Meta, and it prompts the user to open up Spotify. And then when Spotify is open, takes the user to the song and starts playing the song automatically. Every single one of those steps has to happen in order for an ad campaign like this to be successful. Let's take a look at the statistics. As we can see here, the song is just under 50,000 streams in just under the 6-week mark. The song is currently getting a 1 to 2,000 streams per day. And if we look here at the saves, we can see during the campaign, the saves were 40 to 50 per day. And then when the algorithmic playlist started, we were getting a little more. The reason that the saves dipped down here is because the campaign ended around this week. And even though the campaign ended, we are still getting elevated streams. Now, the big question is, will these streams continue for multiple years? If so, this campaign will be very well worth it and very profitable. If the streams just completely drop next week and never come back up, which is unlikely, but possible, then the campaign will take much longer to profit. So this is still fairly early, but so far, based on how this is doing, I am going to put my chips in that this is a profitable campaign. Let's take a look at the countries that are streaming this song. So our top countries for the song are United States, Germany, Norway, Canada, United Kingdom. A lot of people comment on my thread posts saying that I'm probably targeting really cheap countries, but in many cases, the top countries for our tracks are much higher paying Spotify countries. If we look at the source of streams, a lot of the streams for this song are coming from people's own saved library and playlists, which means that half of these 50,000 streams are just people who like the song, saved it, and are listening to it over and over again. We also have a decent amount from algorithmic playlists, and then a bit from other listeners' playlists. That is the playlisting that we did. We spent around $15 in playlisting for this song. If we look at the total playlists, I'll sort it by 12 months. Our top streamed playlist is Discover Weekly with around 8,000 streams. Our second most playlist is the playlist that we use for playlisting. So that's 7,000. That's not an insignificant amount, but still very small compared to the overall 50,000 streams. Radio and Release Radar together around 7,000 streams. And so the algorithmic playlists in total is about 15,000 of these streams. And usually algorithmic playlists take a little longer for our songs to kick in. It is fairly unusual for us to get Discover Weekly before the 4-week period of the song release is over and before the actual campaign is over. Usually there's a couple of weeks where the statistics drop down a little bit and then Discover Weekly kicks in. This one kicked in early. Now that we've looked at the statistics for the song, let's take a look at how to actually build this ad campaign. Here we are in the Meta Ads Manager. We can see here for the Diving In campaign, we spent $500 total. The cost per Hyped It Smart Link click, which is that clicking the Spotify button on the Hyped It landing page, is 28 cents. So 28 cents to get a user from Instagram over to Spotify to listen to the song. This is a little bit high compared to a lot of the songs that do this well. So I want to make the point that a song can have a slightly elevated cost per conversion and still perform super well, and even better than songs with lower cost per conversions. For this song, we spent the $500 at around $15 per day. We can see here that the amount varies slightly, but overall $15 per day. A lot of people will say it's important to give a much bigger push in the first couple of days or couple of weeks. I don't do that and I get amazing results. So is it actually necessary? As you can see here, our campaign has one ad set. So the ad set is what's choosing the audience to show the ads to, and it also contains multiple different ads. A lot of people focus a lot of attention on their targeting. The countries and the placements you target are quite important because poor targeting in those areas can cause a campaign to completely break and not do anything. But the interest targeting, like what artists or genres you target, that is so much less important than a lot of people make it out to be. I personally do not test audience at all. I let the creative and the song do all of the work. Within the ad, I had 6 different sections of the song. The song is by far the number one most important factor in how well a campaign goes. So I test all of the different parts thoroughly to make sure that I find the part of the song that gets people's attention the most. I find that almost in every case, it's one of the verses that brings people's attention in, not the chorus, not the drop for EDM, usually verse 1. So in this case, verse 1, second half of verse 1 was the most popular part of the song. I'm going to click edit and we're going to go into the actual setup. So I don't do anything with special ad categories. Campaign details, auction is the default. I leave it at that. Campaign objective is engagement. Campaign spending limit here is having trouble loading, but I set that at $500 so that once the campaign hits $500, it stops spending money. I do not use Advantage campaign budget because I'm only doing one ad set, and I don't do A/B tests when I start campaigns off. Here on the ad set level, we have the conversion location on website. The performance goal is maximize number of conversions. The data set, which is also known as a pixel, is Alex Bochel's music pixel, which is my name. And the conversion event is the Hyped It Smart Link Click. And this is an event that you only use if you have a Hyped It landing page. Different landing page services have different events, and so you need to use the one that works for your landing page. If you use Hyped It, this is the right one. My daily budget is $15 per day. Start date was at midnight on the day of the song's release. Audience, make sure that Advantage Plus Audience is off. It will prompt you to use Advantage Plus Audience, and it will say you can get lower conversions, and they're right. But you get those lower cost conversions at the expense of actual engagement on Spotify. So a lot of times when people come to me with problems on their ads, they have this on, they're getting great conversion costs, but they are getting horrible engagement on Spotify, like nothing happening on Spotify at all. So I keep that off. Included locations, I will include my list of countries in the description. As you can see, there are countries on here that are cheaper to advertise to, like Brazil and Mexico. But what I find is if the song is going to do better in a certain culture and certain countries, it's going to get shown to those countries. So this song, even though I included countries that are cheaper to advertise in, the highest countries for the song are still all the higher paying countries for Spotify. My age, I did 18 to 50. I really think the song is more like 18 to 35, but I broadened the age range because Meta is really good at finding the proper age within the age range, and it will not go outside of this age range. So it's important not to cut it off too soon. So I do way broader than I think, but I never do 64 plus because of the same problems that come up with Advantage Plus Audience. Genders, I do all genders. Advantage detailed targeting. This sounds like Advantage Plus Audience, but what it really is you give Meta a couple of interests, and then Meta makes its own audience based on how people are interacting with the ad, whether they're converting, how long they watch for, do they skip it right away. All of those things are important, and so I just give a very basic direction for Meta. We want people who use Spotify and also match people who like EDM, because this is an EDM song. I don't get more specific than that. I let Meta do the rest of the work. I do all languages, and then no A/B tests, like I mentioned before. Beneficiary and payer, that's just who's benefiting and paying for the ad, so that is my label. My ad is not about financial products and services, so I do not check this box. And on placements, I do manual placements. Advantage Plus placements, same problem as Advantage Plus Audience. If you use them, what is likely to happen is your budget will go to the audience network. The audience network gets you great cheap conversions, but really bad engagement on Spotify. I'll also include the placements in the spreadsheet that has the countries in it. So I'm going to just scroll by these real fast. And that's the last bit of this page. So we'll look at the verse 1.2 ad. These are all similar. They're just using different parts of the song. So same visual, same text, same Hyped It landing page, different parts of the song. So we're only going to look at one here. This is the preview of the ad here on the right. It is the album artwork, Spotify logo, and a Minecraft video that I recorded in the background. A lot of times I'll just use stock footage from Pexels or Pixabay. That works fine as well. I am running the ad from my label's Facebook and Instagram page. I'm doing manual upload, single image or video, and I uncheck multi-advertiser ads, not because I know it's a problem, but because I'm not sure how it really affects the ads and everything is working great, so I'm keeping that off. The way that this video is created means that if Instagram already crops the video for you on certain placements, it's going to crop it in a way that looks good. So I don't do manual cropping, I just upload the video and it crops it itself. My text always looks like this. So I'll have a couple different formulas. If you like genre, then check out the song. If you like artist, then check out the song. And you put whichever genre or artist that is most similar to your music. I also will put a couple that are a little outside of that formula, and I will do something like genre for this thing. So EDM for taking a chance, or EDM for diving in. I do not do headlines. I do not use any of this text that the AI generates. I do optimize text per person. The call to action is listen now, and Advantage plus Creative, all of these are on. This comes as default. You want to watch this because if it ever has something that optimizes the audio, you want to make sure that's off because you want your song to be clear in the ad. Destination, this is where I put the hyped it landing page that we looked at before. And then make sure there's no browser add-ons. Tracking, this should pop up automatically. So that's everything in this ad campaign. If you don't have the capital to run your ads, or if you just don't want to bother with it at all, and you release EDM, then you can send a demo to my record label, Spiration Music, in the description, and we can do all of this for you for no charge.